How you doing, Facebook? Um, I really had it on my heart to share. Um, share about just you know changing your perspective of life. Uh, about with just waking up in the morning. Just thanking God for you seeing another day. Thanking God for the people that you woke up with. Because I mean, to be truthful, you know, how many of us has went through a situation, to where we didn't wake up with that person, and then we regret that we didn't say nothing to that person the day before, let them know that we love them. And I'm just speaking real from the heart, man. I mean, we gotta, we all want, the bigger things in life, from our perspective, and feel like we deserve better. But at the end of the day, what are you doing to, to allow yourself, to enjoy the small things? Just like I said, just as small as waking up in the morning, thanking God, thanking your spouse, hugging on your kids, letting them know you love them, let them know the greatness in them. That's what I mean by as far as changing your perspective of your mind. A lot of us look at the world and say, the world is messed up. The world been messed up. But one thing I learned, you can't allow the world to change you. You know what I'm saying? You have to change your perspective in your mind in order to change the world. You know, and the world is involved in what I mean by the world is the people that's in the world. You know, if you got someone in your household that okay, you want to change, you don't go to them and throw everything that that they're doing wrong in their face. You know what I mean? You can lead by example, and what I mean by that is change your perspective on love. It's one thing to have love and unconditional love. Unconditional love, you love them no matter what, and and you don't show no difference. You know what I mean? Uh, that's an experience I had. You know, with my kids, my wife, my family, my mom, I mean, my friend, my coaches. I mean, just wasn't thankful. You know what I'm saying? And my perspective changed once I learned that, we sometimes we look for other places to change when change is within yourself and how you see something or how you see yourself. So according to how you treat somebody, that's how you see yourself. And that perspective has to change if it's a negative perspective, because then you won't grow. You have a positive perspective, you have a negative perspective. And you know uh, I would say definitely, man, appreciate the people, the things that you have. I don't care if you staying in a one bedroom apartment with 20 people. Appreciate it, because at the end of the day, it's your life testimony. Change your perspective so you can help somebody else. I feel like that's what's most important. And if people feel like they're gonna judge you, still love on them. Because at the end of the day, you gotta understand they don't know what you've been through. They don't know your perspective and your situation that may can change their life. Because just because you stand in this big house now doesn't mean 10 years later you're not gonna be standing. You're gonna be standing in that same big house, and they may look towards you, come back to you and ask you how you did it, because then they'll be going through it. And that's what I mean by perspective. Continue to love them. When they talk about you, don't worry about it. I mean, I was talked about, called liars. I mean, everything you can name. But at the end of the day, what I learned, I didn't let it break me, regardless. And I would never let it break me, because at the end of the day, I knew that my perspective had to change in order for people's perspective to change on me and who I am. You know, because if somebody said something about me, that was negative, before I would act on it and be negative. So to them, I am, that's a negative perspective and how they see me. So that's how I seen them. But I can remember when one of my homeboys said, "Man, you arrogant," and I really sat there and thought about it from my perspective. Why would he say that I'm arrogant? But and I asked him a question, and he told me, and my perspective changed, and I just continued to love him because I knew he didn't understand my background and where I came from and the things I got here, the things that I had to go through to get to where I'm at, you know. And I want you guys to know, man. I mean, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia to Iowa, don't matter where you're from, man. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to know, man. I mean, shoot, I did it. I know you can do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sitting here saying I got $1 million, but my perspective have changed and I have seen greater days. You know what I'm saying? Uh, my perspective changed on my family, the way I love them now. I really appreciate them. Even my alcoholic aunties, my alcoholic uncles, no matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't care what it is. I love them because at the end of the day, they can be gone today. You know what I'm saying? And what was your last word, your perspective on them? Was it negative? You know what I mean? Or was it positive? You can make it positive. You know, sometimes people just need that unconditional love, the very thing they was missing, the reason why they was in that same position. And sometimes they can't change the perspective. So you have to help them change that perspective and show them, okay, I've done that. I smoke weed. I've drunk. Yeah, I used to club and party hard. You get what I'm saying? But once you stop and they see you stop, don't force them to stop. Don't keep coming to their face like, well, you need to stop. No, don't do that. Just continue to love them, and I can guarantee you they'll make an impact on their life. About the perspective, the way they see you. And once they see you in a different perspective, I can guarantee they'll change because then you become the influence and not the influencer. You get what I'm saying? They'll be more like you than you be like them. So this message is for somebody. I just encourage people to share it. I mean, it's not for no fame or anything, man. It's for the glory of God, for his manifestation. That's it, man. I mean, I really care about y'all. Regardless of what you say about me, it don't matter. I love you, and I really want you to get this message and send it out, whoever you are. Send it for the next 5 days. That's all I care about, man. It's going to reach somebody and change their perspective. All right? I love you. Peace, and have a blessed day. Now, don't forget, this is a word on perspective. I hope it changed your mind.